Flex the livest one in the section. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker, change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. It's time to bleed this morning. True Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Smash the like button. Well. Here we are. We're going to chop it up a little something. See what we got in the building. Santi L, G McCall, Showtime Majors, Dow Big G, Marcus Walls, True Boxing Knight, Geo James, Bob Neal, Robert Singleton, Rick Blackwell, Copper, what's good? ES, what up, sis? 88 Sports Talk, No Smoke, Mo G. Oh, it jumped on me. Tay, what up? Robert Singleton, CT Fat Boy, what's good, man? Let's get to it, bro. Let's get to it. Yeah, I mean, this is a very interesting topic, man. I had to bring my brother D Free in the building, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm good.
Excellent, man. What a difference a year makes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So here we are. First and foremost, all of that, it's amazing that when you have movement, some movement, little things can change everything. It's like the structure of a building. You can have a big, strong looking building, but if you go to that foundation and remove one pillar, that whole building will collapse. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the case with Bud. Ain't nothing collapsing. I think things have moved in a direction where it's benefiting him. And at this point, with the options at his disposal, all he has to do at this point is just win. And he's been doing that. So that's what I want to talk about today. Your thoughts on the latest, because it all starts with Keith Thurman. It all starts with Keith Thurman. Your thoughts on this thing with Keith Thurman, as far as what's going on?
Well, I mean, it's unfortunate he had an injury, he had to pull out.
Yep.
I mean, but that's somewhat of his own doing, being inactive and having long layoffs, and then you trying to work your body back into shape. Sometimes you take injuries because your body is not used to going through those workouts. So a lot of times, especially being 35 years old, your body is not the same as it was when you was 25. You can't just whip your body back into shape in a short period of time. It takes some time to do that. And I mean, if you look at it, he had one fight in the last 5 years. That man had one fight since he lost to Manny Pacquiao in 2019. He had one fight with Mario Barrio. So that's a lot of inactivity, and you trying to whip your body back into shape. And I mean, it's unfortunate, like I said.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't make heads or tail to this dude, man. But with this one situation that he has, this literally changes things, and it tips things in Bud's favor. But before I go any further, my brother Jay Steels, the Odd Fellas in the building, just pulled up. What's good?
What it do, what you saying, what a guan, it's your favorite, get your most hater Odd Fella back for another one. Brock's on deck. Salute to my guy, Drew Titan. Salute to D Free in the dig. Salute to the whole chat. And of course, salute to the usual suspects 6 and the L, D, B, C in the dig. I want to salute some of the rappers down here, Drew, because I'm promoting a fight April 6th. I know it's kind of almost like misfits boxing, but hey, you know what I mean? I'm making my little foray in the promotional in boxing promotion. So shout out my guy Scheme, shout out my guy IQ Hip Hop, who's gonna be they taking the training serious. You know what I mean?
All right.
It's gonna be three rounds of boxing. It comes Saturday, April the 6th. You know what I mean? So hopefully we're gonna have some more some proper content to display the whole fight for y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Coming up soon on TWR Presents. But yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing from these kids. You know what I mean? They're taking their training serious, and they looking like they part of the gym. You know what I mean? I see my one guy, Fox Farrell, Canadian boxing Olympian, and he the trainer of Kings of Kings boxing. I see the glimmer in his eyes, like, yo, I need that guy in my gym. You know what I mean? On the real,
Okay.
I might be able to work with him. You know what I mean? So yeah, y'all be on the lookout for that. Keith Thurman, Keith Thurman, Tim Tszyu. Let me start off by saying this, Drew, because it hasn't been recent or in the last couple months or so. I've been really shitting on the PBC. I really haven't had much good things to say about the PBC.
Have they given us anything good to say though? In all honesty,
well, this is where the tables turn, Drew. You know what I mean? Because they finally put out some good content. They gave us the Gloves Off docu-series, and I've enjoyed that. You're putting up this fight as a pay-per-view, but you're not putting no bow, you're not putting no box around it. You're just giving us the shit in the Ziploc. You know what I mean? But when they put the Gloves Off docu-series, now this looks a little bit more attractive. Now this card looks a little bit more attractive. So watching it, you got a little bit more insight into Keith Thurman. And I was highly impressed with how he carried himself. I was highly impressed with how his family kind of responded to him. You know them kids, you know them kids love him. You know what I mean? I liked his sentiment. I liked his talks with regards of what boxing is. Boxing is really it's a common man sport. You know what I mean? He made some statements about that. I liked all of that. You know what I mean? But it made me feel that much bad. I'm like, yo, does Keith know that he's going in to be slaughtered? You know what I mean? I don't want to see him put on a t-shirt, you know what I mean, for his family to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That nice family that we got to see in that docu-series, Tim's gonna bring him back different. So I'm not mad. I'm disappointed, but I'm not mad because I think Tim would have really put a whooping on Keith Thurman. D Free said it before, the inactivity really killed it. You know what I mean? And lucky that inactivity killed it before he got into the ring and suffered maybe other type of permanent injuries to himself. You know what I mean? Not going back to his beautiful family the same way. So this might be a blessing in disguise. But watching that Academy Award winning performance on Gloves Is Off, Keith Thurman has a future in boxing commentating. He has a future. He should team up with Sean Porter and put out a podcast or put on a boxing show or something. You know what I mean? Go to Pro Box TV You know what I mean? And be another great addition to the people that have over there. I mean, Keith Thurman he has the gift of gab, and he knows his boxing. You know what I mean?
Isn't Pro Box in Florida? It's based in Florida, right?
Pro Box is based in Florida, I believe. So, yo, that seems like a match made in heaven. So, I'm not too disappointed that this happened to Keith Thurman, because, like I said, I thought he was gonna lose this one. Thought Tim Tszú's a little bit too much. But as for Fundora, Drew, a lot of people are liking this fight and saying it's a better fight. But my only criticism is of this is that how does Fundora back himself into a unification? Because pending approval, the WBO and the WBC belts will be on the line for this fight. This man just got knocked out by the guy that Tim Tszú just dominated.
Yeah, and here he is.
So, I'm not too disappointed. Well, I'm disappointed in Keith, but I'm not mad. But you know who I'm mad at? You know who I'm mad at, D-Free? You know who I'm mad at, Drew Titan? You know who I'm mad at, chat? I'm mad at Mel. Where the fuck is Mel Charlo?
Bro, that's why I put him on here. See, where is he, bro?
And this nigga over here quiet, bro. Quiet.
Yo, he don't have no belts left, right?
And we ain't heard from him since.
Where his belts? At 154.
All scattered, bro. All scattered. Only
happened?
thing he got claimed to is being a champion in recess, bro.
Ooh.
Nigga in recess right now.
That $10 million, was that worth it? I would ask him. The $10 million he got from Canelo, was that worth it? Because watch this. $10 million versus Canelo, right? Just to go in there and be a sparring partner, because that's what it was. The dude done went upside your head and had you take a knee and everything. Now watch this. KK Kovalev was off of beating the bitch and kicking a dog and still got $12 million. At least he tried to fight back. He was winning rounds in that fight, although he got stopped. But at least he tried to fight back. And he got $2 million more than what Mel did. And Kovalev was never an undisputed champion. You see, this man, come on, Mel. Come on, Mel. We were supporting you in that, man. That was some bullshit, man. I thought you would at least get a round or two, man. Canelo ain't got no legs, bro. What was you doing? $10 million. Kovalev got 12. And you were more accomplished. And we thought you was a bigger threat. I mean, this is ridiculous at this point. More on Canelo tomorrow. But all of this movement at 154, being that Jermell is so quiet, he should be the loudest nigga in the room. He should be like, hey, hold on. I'm still the guy. I didn't lose my belts in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't lose them. I'm about to rough this shit up. And Bud, stop right there. You coming to 154, you coming for me. Stop right there. Belt or not, stop right there. But he quiet. He quiet. I don't even know where he is. Any other time on social media, he's screaming and cursing at somebody. Where the fuck is he? By the time, they're him and his brother walking around 250 pounds right now, looking like linemen. Right now, I don't trust him to be in shape. And this is what opens up all of this movement. Keith dropping out, Fundora in title position. They're saying the winner of this Fundora and Tszú match, they're getting Bud. Now, this is a very unique position that Bud is in. D-Free, what are the possibilities for Bud right now at 154?
If you have to, I mean, looking at the situation right now, there's a possibility that he could fight for a unified title in the WBC and the WBO. But at the same token, he's moving up to be Tim Tszú or Fundora. if Fundora should happen to win. He's moving up to be their mandatory.
Yep.
So Bud said he wasn't fighting Boots because he wants the big money fight. So if you're moving up to become their mandatory, you're taking the B side.
Oh shit.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I'm back. My bad. He's moving up to be the B side, and with him moving up to be the B side, I believe that the split for the WBO is 65-35. So, I mean, he could let it go to purse bid and see if the WBO grant him a higher split, but then who's going to buy the fight? It could do. I mean, you might take a lesser amount for the fight, and so you'll get a higher split, but of a less amount. So, he's in a nice situation, but not money wise.
I got you. Stormy B Man in that super chat. He said Mel didn't lose his belts in the ring. Ninja lost his nuts in the ring. Hashtag got your nuts. Hashtag he's a twin. Don't forget. Listen, man. Listen. I'm not talking bad. I'm talking as a person who supported these brothers in all their endeavors in the ring. They're very talented, but look, man. Those performances that they left, I have a sour taste in my mouth. Pause. And I don't want to see them until they're ready to make a move. And all of this movement at 154, Jermell Charlo should be, our fella's correct. He should be the loudest dude in the room. He should be screaming he should be pointing at Fundora and Tim Tszyu. What is that? What is that? Every orders movement? Y'all know I'm still the guy. Watch this. He should be all over social media, jogging, training, screaming at people like they normally do. Be like, yo, I'm getting back in this ring. Yeah, I fumbled the rock on Canelo. Nah, but y'all got me all fucked up. You understand me? Nah, man. This is some bullshit. So now, here comes Bud. And I said before, when Bud beat Errol, and he looked at Mel and said, yo, me and you next. I said, that's the fight right there. Forget Canelo. That's the fight right there. And what did Mel do? I don't know why he's talking to me. We're not in the same weight class. Well, motherfucker, you and Canelo's not in the same weight class, man. And again, I'm going to remind y'all, $10 million. Kovalev got 12. Look it up. Mel got 10. Kovalev got 12. But more on Canelo tomorrow. Oh wait, he fell. Oh, I got him. Fella, I got to go to you, fella. Your thoughts on all of this movement, or lack thereof?
Once again, I have to call out Mel Charlo for this foreigner invasion. I mean, Mel Charlo, like Stormy said, he didn't lose none of his belts in the ring. He just lost his nuts. And he should be on the front line right now. He should be on the PBC commentating for this March 30th fight. You know what I mean? Commentating for Tszyu and Fundora. You know what I mean? But where is he at? We haven't heard nothing from Mel Charlo. It's almost like he's at peace with the money and at peace with having all his belts scattered around. We don't have no ready game plan. Is he moving up to 160? What? 160 is another somewhat of an open division. We've heard him say that he wanted to move up from before, but there hasn't been any rock solid decision or statement from him. And I mean, once again, he's being quiet. D-Free was right and exact when he said that Bud got options, but there's not really no money options. You know what I mean? There's not really no big money fights. Broke it down beautifully with saying with the whole situation with the WBO, if he has activated his mandatory, so he's gonna get the winner of Zoo Fundora. You know what I mean? But that only gets a certain percentage. I believe he said what D3. You said 35%, 30% or something like that. You know what I mean? And we all know Bud's looking for bigger paydays, bigger fights. You know what I mean? So that doesn't seem all that attractive, even though that it is, in Bud's view, from a Bud kind of fan, I would say it's a stay busy fight for him. You know what I mean? But what are some other fights that could be on the table at 154? I look at Madrimov, that the I think he's from Uzbekistan. He just won a belt on the Joshua Ngannou card. He got that WBA belt at 154. He looked pretty decent, knocking out Kurbanov, undefeated Russian fighter. We also had an IBF belt that's vacant. Bud doesn't have a good. It seems like Bud hasn't been on good terms with the IBF. IBF, at every inkling, they always try to be the fly in the ointment, all the way back from to 140. People had the outrage to make that undisputed fight because they wanted to go another way with it. You know what I mean? Then we looking at 147, and they just outright took his belt and gave it to Boots. You know what I mean? So what is the likelihood of him fighting for or being placed high in the rankings and fighting for the IBF title at 154? As it stands right now, you're looking at a guy named Backram, that's the number one, and a little known German named Jack Colquet about to fight for that vacant belt. It's absolutely ridiculous. It should be, if Bud has aspirations at 154, the undisputed champ should have more of a ticket into that belt than Backram and Jack Colquet. In the dig. But to say a big fight for Bud in the meantime, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say something that might be a little disgusting in the ears of most. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to poke the bear a little bit. I'm sorry, Storm B, but a big money fight, and since we're talking about fights that Bud wants, that big money fight in the meantime could be Conor Ben. Unfortunately, he's hovering around in and around that weight. You know what I mean? Eddie Hearn has built him up to the level where he is somewhat marketable and can not so much in America. Is he? I would say main event, but you put him in there with the right dance partner, it could be a fruitful fight. We know what Conor Ben could do in the UK, so that might be the biggest fight on the table right now for Terrence Bud Crawford. If we're talking 154, you know what I mean, and we know Bud Crawford is somewhat of a free agent. I don't know if he's locked into this PBC deal, so I think he's free to peruse other networks and whatnot, and collaborate with other entities. So that might be, disgustingly as it sounds, that might be a fight that's on the table for Bud. Bud got options like D3 said, but not a lot of money options.
And that's always the problem in this day and age. You know, Bud, as far as boxing years is concerned, once you hit your 30s, you're considered long in the tooth, especially if you've been in the sport since you was fairly young. You're very long in the tooth. For those of you youngsters, that means you're old. And Bud is at that age where he's old, experienced, but he hasn't taken like damage, which is a blessing. And he's finally at a point in his career similar to Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins, he didn't touch a mill, I don't think, like off the bat until he fought Felix Trinidad. And by then, he was old. He was considered old. So yeah, I think Bud right now, the world is his egg to crack. And boxing is such a finicky sport. If he's chasing a bag, because he's already in the Hall of Fame because of his accomplishments. Now it's up to him. What do you want to do moving forward? You want to make more history and try and become undisputed at 154? That's going to require some work. Are you willing to put in that work? Because in the next 36 months, he's going to have to fight at least 4 or 5 times. Is he willing to do that? Or is he chasing a bag? Conor Ben, I don't really care to have him on his resume. And I mean, he's cheated to the motherfucker was on the Bane juice. I don't care what anyone says. I mean, that was bad. And although he might not deserve it, I don't want to see Conor Ben at all. Although he might not deserve it, I feel like he makes the point. If he's chasing a bag, he says, you know what? Let me go to the UK and bust this guy's ass. And they look, Conor's going to end up with his license again. It's going to happen. It's just going to be a while. It's going to happen. That's a money fight. But to me, it's a money fight that means nothing. Because, I mean, what has Conor Ben done? He could provide a bag, I'm sure. But it doesn't do anything. As far as the winner of the Fundora and Zoo situation, I think Costa Zoo. I keep saying Costa Zoo. I think Tim Zoo is the favorite in that fight. He's on fire right now. Now that we know that Fundora, at 6'7", likes to fight on the inside, which drives me insane. Insane. When you play Street Fighter, did you take Dawson and get in close counters, or do you try to keep the dude away from you? I mean, that's what we're dealing with here. That's why Tim Zoo's favorite to win this fight. But in the event Tim Zoo wins, Bud's gonna gun for him. All right. The options are insane for Bud right now. That's why I'm saying he's in a bit of a position of power. Even we're not thinking about it now, but anything is possible if it makes dollars and makes sense. The Errol rematch is still there. The Errol rematch is still there. It's still, they're not talking about it now, but it's still there. Errol announced his retirement that I know about, and he's definitely going to be at 154. And when the dust settles, depending on the sanctioning body, we might see them fight at the end of this year. That's still possible. Remember, when they fought, the news came out of nowhere. We went from saying, this shit, man, it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And then, oh, shit, it's signed? What the hell? Yeah. So we could have a similar situation here. But Bud got a lot of options. Tim Zoo, Fundora. Damn, I really don't like that Conor Ben shit, but
neither do I. So let's replace that with, where's Mel Charlo? Where the fuck is Mel Charlo?
That's what I want right there. I want Mel, please. I need that Mel. D-Free, your thoughts?
I agree with our fella, and it actually, if you really think about it, the Conor Ben fight might be the biggest money fight out of all of them, because Conor Ben is still a big name over there in the UK, and out of all of them, because Tim Zoo, he's not really a big name. Fundora is not really a big name. Yeah, he has the Mexican fan base, but he's not really a big name. A lot of people don't really want to see the Earl and Bud rematch. Although I think Earl deserves his rematch, but a lot of people don't want to see it because of the results of the first fight. So when you really think about it, Conor Ben is probably the biggest money fight out of all of them, because of his stature in the UK. But the whole Tim Zoo and Fundora, I got Tim Zoo winning the fight, but I believe this fight is a lot closer than Keith Thurman and Tim Zoo fight. For one, is a short notice fight. Tim Zoo was preparing for Keith Thurman.
Yeah.
Now he's got to prepare for a 6'6" guy that likes to fight on the inside. And just like you said, I hate the fact that he's 6'6" and he fight on the inside, but it's due to the fact that the man can't see past 5 feet. He can't see past 5 feet.
That's true. That's true because I didn't know if that was true. That's true. He got bad eyesight like that.
From all the reports I've been hearing, his eyesight is bad like that. That's why we always see him with glasses on. If you look at the prescription in his glasses, it's strong. Like I done seen side of them, and that prescription is strong. So from all the reports that I heard, he can't see far. So that could be one of the main reasons why he likes to fight on the inside, because I don't see no trainer seeing a guy that tall and training him to fight on the inside.
That's crazy.
Especially at that weight, when you got everybody by like a 10 or 11-inch arm reach, why are you training your fighter to fight on the inside?
Man.
Yeah, I just think that out of all of them, I hate to say it, like just like you, excuse me, but the Conor Ben fight might be the biggest money fight out of all of them.
Damn it. 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 I hate that. And I hate that, man. Because Bud don't need to do that. That's like, that does nothing. That does nothing but line his pockets. And as a supporter, you know, I don't care about his money. I understand these cats trying to get their money. I mean, but do you have to? I don't like that, bro. Especially since dude is a cheater. You know what I mean? I want to see Bud versus Mel. That's why I put him in the meme. Bud versus Mel is a worthy pay-per-view. That sells itself, man. That sells itself. But I'm going to tell you something, and I agree with Joseph Wiggins. I don't think he wants smoke. Look, man, let me tell you something about these Charlo brothers, man. I've seen this shit a few times in life. All that screaming and hollering they be doing and shit. Do y'all remember when Danny Jacobs pulled up on, I don't know which one, was that Mel or Maul? I forget. I think it was Maul. In Brooklyn, he pulled, D Jacobs walked up on him by himself. It was like, yo, what's up with all that, da-da-da-da-da? And I watched that man's demeanor change right on camera. I said, oh, man. That was his time to get louder and be like, yo, fuck all this shit. Turn the cameras off. Let's go talk in the back. Let's do that. And they went from lions to kittens. And I saw that. I watched his body language. I watched his demeanor. I said, I ain't like that. Danny Jacobs was by himself, and he pressed him. I don't give a fuck if they were in New York. That don't mean anything. No one was going to jump them or whatever. Those are two fighters. Get it popping. He said, yo, you know my math. You know my number. How you want it, I got it. Whatever it was. And nothing happened. Keep that in mind, y'all. Nothing happened. I said, And then they went on to go to the club that night and get their purse snatched. I'm not kidding. They got their purse snatched by some chicks with like 20 grand in the purse or so. It was something crazy. It was some story. It made the news out here the next day. I said, now they go, he gets punked by Danny Jacobs, and now they get their purse snatched with an insane amount of money in it. That is crazy, but whatever. And then after he beat Errol, now check the storyline. Errol loses horribly. Bud jumps on the rope and looks at him and smiles and says, you're next. And when they put the camera on Mel, he says, I don't know why he's talking to me. We're not in the same weight class. Huh? What happened to fuck you and I'll do this and I'll do that? Lines in the camp. I'm like, oh, shit. So that's 2 times. So one nigga crazy and the other nigga, they done took all his belts. We don't know where they went, how they went, which direction they went. And he's the quietest nigga in the room. Bud, they're welcoming Bud to 154. This is why I'm saying Bud is in the position of power. They're welcoming him to 154. And whatever's going to happen, Bud is in the conversation. Whatever happens at 154, Bud is now in the conversation. It's like they said, all right, Mel, you fucked off. You're old news. Mel should be the loudest nigga in the room. Now, you're good for butting in on people's live streams. Y'all remember what he did to Deontay? Yeah, I'm still on that. I'm still on that. Skills pay the bills. Remember that shit? Who was in that live on the gram? I was right there. I read it. I said, what is he doing? What is he doing? Why is he saying that? What the fuck are you talking about? Remember that? I got shooters. I remember all of that. All we're asking is to back up your talk, man. They rolling out the red carpet for Bud. And I'm gonna tell you something else, man. It's not beyond reach that in 36 months, Bud could be at least unified at 154. And if Bud fucks around and becomes undisputed at 154, hang it up, go to the day he retires, they need to put him on the bullet train and send him straight to the Boxing Hall of Fame and put him in immediately. Put him in immediately, because that happened. And I want to know all the active fighters that are around right now at 154, who's going to stop Bud? That should be y'all assignment, because now he's in your way and they're rolling out the red carpet for him now. Now he's in your way. What y'all going to do? Everyone's coming to 154. I want to see the rematch, but you got to put in work, brother. It's man down over here, but you got to run it back. You know, you said what was wrong with you. You couldn't see the hooks coming, your eye, then you went and got the surgery. Fine. You're not retired. Everyone should be knocking on Bud's door. I got next. And Jermell, that's the craziest shit. You vacated your shit. WBO told you, as soon as that bell ring against Canelo, we're taking your belt. And they did it. Mel told me, yo, tell these motherfuckers not to take my belt. They ain't gonna listen to me. They're watching you. They had you and went upside. Canelo's hadn't won that. If he had won that fight, maybe they'd have gave it back to you. Maybe. But now you ain't got nothing, and you've been quiet. When was the last time? What was his last tweet? Who follows him on the Instagram? What was his last post? That Canelo money must be really good, man. I'm very disappointed in them. Both of them. I'm very disappointed. Fella, your thoughts?
Yeah, it's waiting on Mel. I'm gonna put a plug in my guy Cadillac Red and KG, and they need to do a Where's Mel show. I don't know if y'all familiar with. Sometimes we do that. Where's Waldo?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, we gotta find Mel. You know what I mean? And bring him back out into the picture, because he still should be that guy at 154. You know what I mean? He still should. When Josh Taylor was slowly getting his belts ripped away, he was still talking like he's at the guy at 140. You know what I mean? And we're not getting this from Mel, and we need that. But with regarding Bud, let me put some, because I'm kind of worried. I'm kind of worried about what's going on right now, because we're creeping into the levels of inactivity.
Yeah.
And I was one of those guys. I'm a professed Bud protector. I have the card and everything. You know what I mean? The card and the flashlight. You know what I mean? And back when, before Bud and Spence fought, people were aggravated at Bud, saying that he should take the deal, which was like no guaranteed money and all back end shit. You know what I mean? And they was PBC and Tim Brown and Tom Brown and all them Browns over there was saying that Bud wasn't worth the money like that. So that's why they was standing on their ground with no guarantees and shit. Yeah. So Bud went out there and got himself a fight with David Avanesian with a little known network in BLK Prime. We ain't heard from BLK Prime since, have we? What he did do is he I guess you could say robbed the bank and got that 10 million from BLK Prime and raised his marketing level, raised his asking fees. You know what I mean? So now he looking at PBC's like, yo, what you mean I ain't worth no money? I just got $10 million from a little known company called BLK Prime to fight David Avanesian. So while he upgraded his asking fee, he kept it active.
he kept that activity going while Spence was sitting on the sidelines mad, thinking that, yo, it should be me. We should be fighting right now, you know what I mean? But your business, your peoples was lowballing your boy and disrespecting your boy, you know what I mean? But they didn't have no backup fight for you, Spence.
True story.
So you wanna, so now you inactive. You know what I mean? Now we fast forward. We know what happened with Bud and Spence, you know what I mean? We know the results. But now, Bud, I said a while back, Bud's been frozen in time. we see Bud out there, it's cool, you know what I mean? He's staying active in social media. He out there doing one-on-ones with Gilly the Kid and shit, you know what I mean? I seen him out there posted up with Dr. Dre, Eminem, and Snoop the other day. Cool, you know what I mean? But when's your next fight, bud? You need to get active. You getting older now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We getting to the point where this is looking like inactivity. You know what I mean? Where Father Time is undefeated, Drew.
Yeah, you're right.
So, like I said, I'm worried, but need to get active and need to fight somebody soon, regardless of if it's a big fight or not. Need to start to get a tune-up or whatever, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's my take on that.
Yeah, I believe, inactivity becomes the enemy to aging fighters. And Bud, once you hit that 30 mark, man, you gotta get it popping. Now, I'm looking at the Jermell. He still, it says here on Boxing Scene, he still owns the WBC. But you say he's in recess?
Yes, sir. He's in recess.
The fuck is he in recess for?
That full belt will be
Brian Mendoza.
Put on for Zoo and Fundora.
Okay. Well, I'm also looking at the WBC rankings. There's a brother named Charles Conwell there. You remember Charles Conwell? He's ranked number 1. I'm gonna tell you how I know Charles Conwell. Did a video about him a couple of years ago. He was a main event. I forget which state he was. Everything was sold. They was doing good numbers, and he pulled out of his main event fight. And the card wasn't strong enough to maintain the audience, so he pulled the plug on the whole event. And he later admitted that he faked a hand injury because those are the hardest to prove. And that was under the advice of his manager. I forget his manager's name, or somebody he was working with. And he admitted it later, and that pissed me off, bro. That pissed me off. So that's how I know Charles Conwell. And for those of you that don't know, I mean, you pull the plug on an event, not only the fighters are not getting paid, and I think one of his relatives is on that card. So he didn't eat either. Nobody gets paid. A lot of those people that work at the concession stands, that's like their side job. They need that quick $200 that night. They didn't even get that because this one guy pulled the plug on an entire event, faking an injury. That's how fucked up it was in life. So listen, man, Charles Conwell's there. He's ranked number 1. Bud's undisputed. He can go. He could jump the line and take that number 1 spot and be like, hey. Let me get this Charles Conwell work. Let me do that. Brian Mendoza, let me get that work. I know he's coming off of a loss, but you know, if he's in the dirt, keep him there. I still like that fight, but you're right, Jay. Bud got to remain active. Gone are the days you can fight once a year, man. You know, these guys. Look, man. These fighters should be fighting 3 times a year at least. That's just my opinion. This once a year shit. You see, we got Queef Thurman. 1 fight in 5 years, bro. And then you wondering why you pulling muscles and, you know, things like that. Biceps exploding in the gym and shit. I mean, this is bullshit, man. Let me get this super chat real quick. I see you, Joey. Salute. Rod Neal in that super chat, he said, question, should Spence have swallowed his pride and fought Thurman to stay active while Bud took that BLK fight? Shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely yes, bro. And if not, Queef Thurman, maybe a Stanionis or something like that. You know what I mean?
Errol definitely should have. Errol definitely should have remained busy because again, y'all, inactivity, that does it to you. Inactivity does it to you. Look, I know they personally don't like each other because Keith, when he was in a position of power, he was freezing everybody and everything out. And he was like, I'm posturing for money now. That one-time mentality went out the fucking window. You know what I'm saying? He ain't liking when Floyd did it to him, because when Floyd fought Andre Berto on the way out, absolutely Keith Thurman was supposed to get that fight on the way out. Absolutely. Fight number 50 was supposed to be Keith Thurman. See if you can take it. See if you can beat him, pass that torch. Absolutely. But he didn't do it. And nobody held Floyd accountable because it's Floyd. So when Keith got in a position of power, it's like the position of power, meaning belt and popularity. It's like that Lords of the Rings shit. Once you get it, you start acting crazy. And Keith was just acting crazy. And then, he's getting in the fender benders and my arm broken and let's see the goddamn x-rays. There ain't no x-rays. And it just got weird with this guy. And now his behavior has caught up to him. You know what I'm saying? So Bud is in a very peculiar position right now, but what could off him is inactivity. So I agree. D Free, your thoughts on that? The inactivity.
I said it a while back, like a lot of people was getting on the PPC for these guys not fighting but once or twice a year. But I also said, if you go back and you look at every promotional company, those guys fight 3 or 4 times a year when they're coming up. Once they get to a certain level, those guys start to fight once or twice a year. It's not the PPC that's doing it; it's the fighters. Those guys, they feel like, okay, I'm fighting these big fights. My body's taking a beating. I don't need to fight 3, 4 times a year. I'm only going to fight twice at the most. So when we see Canelo did it 4 times in a calendar year, a lot of people was at awe because they usually don't see that from those guys in those positions, because they usually on an average fight twice a year. So it's not unusual, because I've been watching these guys and I know how they do when they get to a certain level. Once they start fighting those top level competition and they start getting the money that they looking to get, they cut down on their activity. I don't know if it's because their body's getting beat up or if they want to celebrate because of the big bag they got. I don't know what it is, but they cut down on their activity. But when you get to a certain age, that unactive point in your life, when you get to your 30s, your mid 30s, your late 30s, once you start to try to get back active, it takes you a longer time. It takes you a longer time. I played football from the time I was in the 6th grade all the way until I was playing semi-pro. I think I stopped. I was like 28 years old. At 30, I started playing flag football. I don't have the same endurance, the same energy I had when I was 28, 25 years old. It takes me a longer to get that second win. So if you're not keeping your body active, you tend to get a lot of injuries. You tend to get beat up by guys you normally don't get beat up by because you're not active. Like, we never expected to see Earl look the way he looked, and it could be because of some of the inactivity, and it could be because of Bud was just a better fighter. But we didn't expect Earl to get beat up the way he did. Even if you had Bud winning or you had Bud knocking Earl out, you didn't expect Earl to get beat up the way he did. Like that, because when you look at that fight, you're like, hold up, Mean Machine looked better than that. Gamboa looked better than that. You look at all these people fight. Sean Porter looked better than that. Yeah. I'm like, you wouldn't expect Earl to look the way he did, but the inactivity, and like I said, I don't care what nobody say. Something looked off with Earl. I don't know what it was, but something looked off. But with the inactivity plus something looked like it was off, that's what you get. So these guys have to stay active if they want to be productive in the sport. And you can be inactive, but don't sit there and look to the crowd while you taking a loss by a guy that you shouldn't have took a loss.
True story, man. When Errol got out that truck in the arena and they showed him on the screen, it looked like he woke up from a nap. That's all I'm saying. I was like, what the fuck is this? I ain't saying, and we saw the results. Yo, is there a glitch on Boxing Scene? If y'all are at y'all desktop or laptop, I want y'all to pull up Boxing Scene and go to the super welterweight, like 154. How the fuck is Brian Mendoza? Are there two Brian Mendozas that I don't know about? Because how the fuck is he a title holder, but then they have him ranked number 8 in WBC?
They ain't updated that. They ain't updated that because he lost that when he got beat by Zoo.
Okay. All right, I'm just checking.
He's not a title holder no more, but he dropped down to number 8.
They still got Mel there. So my thing is this. Here's why the Mel fight makes all the sense in the world and why it's important. I think it gives us something to talk about. First of all, sell seats. All right. I don't want to hear nothing about no A side, B side. Bud is an A side going into that. Bud is so undefeated. He beat your guy. And I think Mel should take his ass to Omaha for that fight. That sells out immediately. All right. Also, right now I'd pick Bud to beat Mel. That's bragging rights. Had you have not fought Canelo, we could have did this and I'd have took all your shit. And that gives the world something to think about. Why wouldn't Mel take that fight? Because he can't afford another loss. So being that he didn't announce his retirement, I'm wondering where the what bro, when the usual suspects do that show, man, where's Mel? Do y'all understand? That is like a serious question. He has to be very careful at this point. He can't lose another fight. What happens if he loses the Bud? Pack it up. Not a pay-per-view star anymore. Was he ever? Wait a minute. No, he was never. Holy shit. Undisputed champ. He was never a pay-per-view attraction. Even if, bro, he was supposed to do better against Canelo, man. I'm looking at these rankings. You got all these Russians here. Bakram, Murtaz. Okay. All right. Help me out here. Who's Jack Colkay? Help me. Yeah, Erickson Lubin.
Jack Colkay was washed about 5 years ago by our boy Demetrius Andrade.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah.
Oh, ouch. Oh my God. He's still alive. And he's ranked number 2 in the IBF.
Yeah, he's still kicking around. You know what I mean? Fighting mid-tier Europeans. But how is he number 2? How is he number 2 in an American sanctioning body?
He's ahead of Erickson Lubin, Jesus Ramos, Josh Kelly. Oh my gosh, what is happening here? This shit got to get cleaned up. So the WBA and the IBF is vacant. So if I'm the WBA and I want to give my belt away because I want to collect some sanctioning fees, there's no other option that I'm thinking about other than Bud Crawford. So what fight do you make? The WBA, what fight do you make in order to make that happen? What do you do?
For the 154 pound.
Yeah.
The WBA not vacant. The guy that just fought on that AJ card is the WBA champion. 10-0 with one draw.
The dream off.
Magimov.
Yeah,
He the champ right now.
Man,
the belt
Tell
that's
Bud to go
vacant
get
is
him.
the IBF and the WBC because he's in recess. The IBF the only real vacant belt because the WBC not gonna have a champion March 30th. So the IBF is the only belt that's vacant. And for some reason, Bud likes giving up the IBF belt. He don't like holding on to that belt.
So you saying Bud should run up and get that IBF real quick?
I don't think he will because the IBF is one of the only sanctioning bodies that stay true to their rules. They're going to make him fight a mandatory or he's going to have to get stripped. And that's the reason why he dropped the belt at 140. That's the reason why he dropped the belt at 147 because they stay true to their rules. And he's going to have to fight that mandatory.
Yeah, they do. But I'm saying though, at the
that's
same
the only
time,
one he can do that. He can do that and go get it. And now you put yourself in the midst because other than that, you're just going up to be
they're gonna make him stay busy. But this is not what he needs though? He needs to be busy.
Yeah, if he goes up right now, he's going to be a mandatory to anybody else. So the IBF, he will come in as the A side because he was the champion at 147. So it's vacant right now. So he will be the A side coming up to 54. Everywhere else, he will be the mandatory.
So what do you think? Oh man, because okay, this is gonna be a difficult question to answer. Hear me out. What do you think is beneficial to him as far as the biggest bang for his buck, activity, and resume? I know that's a packed question. But
well,
damn.
resume and biggest bank, it will be the WBO, WBC. Activity, it will be the IBF.
IBF, yep. Yep. What is he gonna do? What do you think he's gonna do though? He can do anything.
He already put in for the winner of Timzu and Fundora. So I guess he's gonna be mandatory to those guys.
So how many months that fight happens by the summertime?
Well, according to the WBO, the winner has 5 days to make that fight, or it goes the first day, which I find that ridiculous. They're giving that man 5 days after.
When did Bud fight Errol?
July 29th.
So he'll be fighting the winner of Fundora and Zoo around July, August. You see what I mean? That's a year.
He'd be pushing a year.
See, we can't have that. I feel it. See what I'm saying? You're right. This inactivity shit. Oh, you turn around and while they playing chess, you look in the mirror. You're like, I had one. I swear to God, I remember when I had 2 gray hairs on my chin. And look at this shit now. I don't even know how this happened. It just happened. You dig what I'm saying? Bud gonna turn around. He gonna look like Samuel L. Jackson in that ring. He'll be like, whoa. Where he get gray hair from? Only 12 months.
Another
24 months is what? 2 years, right?
Yes.
36 months is what?
Another. That man need to stop playing around with them young kids because he's 36 years old, about to be 37. You're gonna get out there and realize those young kids moving a little different. They're moving a little different.
Bro, I'm telling you, I understand why he's not fighting Boots. I'm not saying Boots beats him. What I am saying is that is a tall task. And that's another thing. You don't want to mess around. And while you're posturing and playing chess and everything else, you fuck around and Boots cleans up 147 and he's right on your bumper again. And now they're looking at you like, yo, you got to give this kid before you retire. You already left him hanging at 147, bud. You got to fight this guy at 154. And if he pulls a Floyd, like what Floyd did with Keith, because Floyd didn't have to, but to the boxing purists, I was one of the people saying, no, you got to fight Keith. And he just never did it. And no one held him to a standard. He didn't have to do it business-wise. But I said, yo, pass that baton to this kid. He's up and coming. Give him a shot. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? I mean, this was just crazy stuff to me. Boots ain't going away unless he has a bad loss, but he ain't going away. He's still going to be there. Don't, strategically, and hear me out. I'm not saying he's ducking out of fear. This was a business and strategic duck. He didn't have to do it. And I understand he's seeing money late in his career, and he's in the driver's seat. That's what I'm saying. He's in a position of power. But while he's posturing, he's getting old.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to hurt him. I'm telling you. Don't be surprised you get in the ring and he fights, I don't know, Baclaram for the IBF from Who Gives a Fuckistan, and it's a tough fight. And it's like, man, I know Errol destroys this guy, but what happened with Bud? Bud couldn't pull the trigger. Lethal Weapon. I'm too old for this shit.
Don't be surprised if you sitting there waiting around to get this big money fight and 25 goes around and we see Boots sitting at 54.
That's what I'm saying.
Knocking on your door.
That's what I'm saying. Boots is just, you could tell by his frame. He's only going to be at 147 for a little while. He might outgrow 147 before he becomes close to undisputed over there. He might just say, fuck it, I can't make the weight. I bet you Boots walk around at 170 when he's not doing anything. I bet you.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you he does.
Easy.
And I'm telling you, Bud avoided him. We understand. We're not saying you're scared. We understand. But you're going to turn around while you're doing all this posturing and fighting once or twice a year, if that. Boots going to be at 154. You're going to have that same problem. It's going to be worse, though. These guys' age is like dog years. So if he goes to the IBF, he'll be champion, but they're going to make him work for it. If you have a mandatory, you have to put in that work. There go my brother, 503 line in the building. Salute.
Jeez.
What's going on with it, fellas? Salute
Yes,
to my
sir.
boy, D Free. You know what I'm saying? All fella, usual suspect things. You know what I'm saying? Big Drew. Appreciate you for having me, my brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know you've been listening, man. Your thoughts, man, on the position that Bud is in. What should he do?
At this point, man, I'm not gonna lie, man. Fighting Tim Tszyu would be the best fit for him. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, in the meantime, between time, is you gonna get a fight before Tim Tszyu? I don't want to, piss on his parade, bro. But it's like, Buddy kind of seeming irrelevant. Like he's fading off into the sunset. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like him not fighting Boots, which a lot of people wanted to see, kind of is, hindering him a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because he just had the biggest win last year, but it's like now, what are you doing? Canelo didn't want to fuck with you. Earl Spence, we don't know what the fuck he got going on. You know what I'm saying? They said the whole Eubank shit was capped. So it's like, well, where does Bud go? It's a whole lot of questions that need to be answered. Like, and Bo Mac and Bud is the ones that got the answer. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want Bud to be in a position to where he have to sit around and wait for niggas.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the position he's in right now. Unfortunately, it don't make no sense to me. You know what I'm saying? When you got the Boots fight right there, I'm not saying he ducking Boots, because if we being technical, Boots and Bozy ducked him because Blue Blood and BLK Prime called Bozy to try to get the fight.
Yeah.
And they turned it down. So I'm not saying he ducking Boots or anything. It's just, I think that fight will be the best fight right now for him to make, because Tim Tszyu is finna fight in a couple more weeks. You know what I'm saying? That would be a good fight for him to take right now. But if you're looking at the business side of it, like Boots is in a legal situation and we don't know what Bud got going on with you know, promotional, you know, thing. You know what I'm saying? We know he's not going back to top rank. The PBC is iffy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I seen him chopping it up with De La Hoya and them in the zone, but ain't nothing concrete with that. You know what I'm saying? So I really feel bad for Bud because the nigga had the biggest win last year in 2024. I mean in 2023.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like how he's number one on the usual suspects pound for pound list. You know what I'm saying? He's that guy. Why is he having to wait on Tim Tszyu, who hasn't done nearly as, you know what I'm saying? It don't make sense to me, bro.
Damn. It's bugged out, man. If he goes the IBF route, he's staying busy. If he relaxes and waits for the winner of Tszyu versus Fundora, he ain't fighting until goddamn July. That's 1 year. 1 year. Now, granted, he's a gym rat. Granted, he didn't take any damage in the Errol fight. I was there. I saw it. I'm still in shock. But it's a year, man. It's 1 year. Is he gonna wait? You know, waiting for these big fights while your parts are rusting. When you get the big fights and you can't perform, what's the point? I would say go the IBF route to remain busy, and then if time permits, then you go ahead and get the winner of Tszyu and Fundora. I mean, that seems logical, but we don't know. Depending on who he fights in the IBF, we don't know how tough that fight is going to be, how long he's going to take to recoup. But we're in March right now. It'll take them. Nah, he ain't gonna have time to fight in July. You see how fast time flies? 6 months goes by. It's half a year. That goes fast.
And this is my thing, Drew. Like I don't want to say Bud is irrelevant because he's not, bro. But niggas is not talking about Bud like that. This is probably I seen you talk about Bud today, and I think 78 made a video about Bud, bro. And y'all really like the only two people I seen covering him. You know, since this news dropped, like this is probably the most relevant he's been since trying to get the Canelo fight. And we know Canelo ain't finna fight him. You know what I'm saying? He already said that multiple times. So it's like, bro, you gotta do something, baby. Like 50 say, you gotta do something, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like with Devin Haney on fire right now, Tank Davis is on fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro,
how does Bud have all of this going on for himself and he's not on fire in these streets? How does that work?
Because he's not active enough, bro. You don't see Bud like that. You don't see Bud doing hella interviews. You don't see Bomac doing hella interviews. You know what I'm saying? Even though Bomac got a crop of young fighters that's gonna be great with Keyshawn and Troy and Kelvin Davis, you don't really see them talking about Bud like that unless Bernie is out here, doing interviews or something like that. But for the most part, bro, niggas really only care about Tank and Dale for real like that, bro. If I'm just being honest, because Tank Davis' team know how to stay relevant. Bill Haney know how to stay relevant.
Yeah.
Bomac and Bud and them not staying relevant. As far as on the Bud side, he not staying relevant, bro. Like, don't get me wrong, the Earl Spence win was great. It was phenomenal. But we all know in sports, bro, it's what have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And lately, 2024, Bud been cold out here, bro. It is what it is. I don't want to come off like no hater because, like I say, You know, he is number one in my eyes, but how far does that take you if you're not out here? If you're not out here being active.
So I'm gonna go around the panel. I'm gonna start with you, 503. If you was directing Bud, if you had to say so, if you was Bud's like ace, and he says, "Yo, 503, we're now in March, and I got to get in where I fit in, but I need to make an impact. Give me 2 things to do this year. What do you suggest I do?" What would you tell him?
Well, it's simple. You go to the hottest platform out right now, which is the zone. You either sign with Matchroom, you can do a co-promotional deal like Devin got, or you sign with Golden Boy. They're gonna keep you active. Eddie got a couple welterweights you can fight. Golden Boy got a couple welterweights you could possibly fight. They're gonna keep you active. They're gonna keep your name out here. You know what I'm saying? Because we gotta remember, like, Bud comes from Top Rank. He was built on Top Rank. So Top Rank kept him active to where all he had to do was get in the ring and beat people the fuck up. But you don't have a dude like Bud needs a machine behind him. You know what I'm saying? You need to get back with the machine. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have a Bill Haney out here talking for you. You don't have a Coach Cal or Coach Kenny out here talking for you. You know what I'm saying? So you need to get back with the machine that made you who you are. You know what I'm saying? We can say a gazillion bad things about Top Rank, but Top Rank made Bud who he is, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a fact. That's what I got.
Let me go to my brother Oddfella. Same question. If you had a say in Bud's career, if you his ace, if you was like conducting his business and he says, "Yo, Jay, we in March and I need 2 things to do. I want to get the biggest bang for my buck and I need to stay busy." What do you suggest?
You do a co-promotional deal with Matchroom, 2-fight deal. First guy on the deal would be the WBA champion Israel Madrimov. Second guy on that deal would be the so-called money fight and Conor Ben. Then once you're free of that deal, you could possibly look at Tim Tszyu, the unified champion, for a big unification fight at 154. That's my take.
Yeah, and guess what? I did say money, right? So that's the Conor Ben thing. But damn it. But I get it, bro. I get it. D Free, same question.
If I had to do it, I would tell him if you still can make it, go beat that young monster at 147. Put your name back out there. Let everybody know you still Bud Crawford, and then go up there and take those belts from those 154 pounders. Fight the winner of Tim Tszyu and Fundora. Because him going down, him fighting Boots will put his name back out there because everybody's looking at Boots as that guy at 47 right now. They're looking at I mean, I don't believe he's scared of him. I think I still think he strategically ducked him, but I don't think he's scared of him. But everybody's looking at Boots ran Earl and Bud up out of the weight class, and so you go down there and knock him off. If you still can make that weight, everybody's looking at you as still that dude, and then you go fight Tim Tszyu, or I believe it's going to be Tim Tszyu. You go fight Tim Tszyu for those unifications at 54. Because you can make that Boots fight in a couple of months. Boots he'll scratch the fight that he got with Cody Crowdy and fight you. And then you can have that fight with Tim Tszyu later on this year.
Yeah, this is interesting. So you would want him to go get that Jermell Ennis fight. Just
that would leave every stone uncovered. Can't nobody say, "Oh, you ran from Jerron Ennis because you couldn't beat him." You know he's the young monster down there. Now you knocked him off. Not only did you knock him off, but you became 3-time undisputed once again because he got that IBF though. So now you're 3-time undisputed, and you go right to Tim Tszyu and fight for a unification fight at 154.
Question for y'all is Virgil Ortiz, because I see the brothers in the chat talking about Virgil Ortiz. Is that man healthy finally? Is he okay?
Yeah, man, let me answer that because I see that too. Listen, and this is a response to D Free, and I don't knock what he's saying, but I disagree slightly with the Boots Ennis fight, simply because the fight was he said he's strategically ducking him. Man, my response to that is, how did he strategically duck him when our good brother Blue Blood and BLK Prime, Zab Judah and them boys out of New York called Bozy for that fight? And Bozy respectfully declined because he said he's loyal to Showtime, which isn't around anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's my whole stance on it. Go ahead.
I agree with that. I agree with that. But that was then. This is now. That man wants that fight now. So whether he didn't want the fight then, he wants the fight now. So he was the one that told the IBF, "I have no interest in fighting you. That man is a high risk and no reward." So, and I mean, if you want the money fight, I have nothing against that. You can go get the money fight, but I still look at that as a strategic duck because everybody say Tank Davis is ducking Devin Haney until Tank Davis fight Devin Haney. Everybody said Loma ducked Devin Haney until Loma fought him. So you can say that Boots ducked him before, but now Boots want that fight. So it could be both.
Right. Well, like I say, Boots Ennis is. Don't get me wrong, I want the fight just as much as any other brothers or sisters listening to this or boxing fans, period. I want that fight as well. But Boots is in a legal battle trying to get out of a contract with his former managers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So as bad as I want the fight, it's just not lining up business-wise. Because once again, Boots Team Boots turned down the fight because of Showtime and them being in business with Showtime, and now he's in a legal battle with his former manager. So I don't really see that fight lining up until your response, Drew, about Virgil Ortiz.
Yeah.
That furthermore proves my point that him going to the zone and doing business with either Golden Boy or Matchroom makes all the sense in the world right now, outside the ring and inside the ring, because you got Virgil Ortiz on that side, you have Conor Benn on that, and you could also spin the block with the PBC and possibly get a Tim Tszyu fight. You could possibly get a Castano fight. You could possibly get a Mel Charlo fight. You know what I'm saying? So that makes more sense for Bud to do that right now. Everybody is talking about Boots, bro, but like Boots is I'm gonna be real, bro. Boots puts me in the mind of Andrade. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. All the talent in the world, bro. But he makes these bad business decisions to where it's hindering his career, and he's tied up with these managers, and he probably won't get these fights that he wants probably for another year or two, or maybe 3.
Well, let me ask you, since you're on that, at what point, where should he have bitten the bullet? Where should he have just say, all right, let me just sacrifice this to get something done? At what point?
You talking about Boots?
Yeah, Boots. Yeah.
He should have bit the bullet when fucking Blue Blood got them on the phone. He should have bit the bullet then, bro.
But
you know what I'm saying?
The thing was, the thing was with that whole situation, because I heard the whole conversation. The thing was, you had somebody that was representing BOK Prime, but they didn't have a contract with Bud, so you couldn't guarantee Bud that fight. I mean, you couldn't guarantee Booth that fight with Bud. You had a dealing with Bud for a one fight deal. He did that one fight deal. It wasn't a guarantee that Bud was going to come back and fight again on BOK Prime. So I understand what you're saying, but it was no guarantee for Boots. So yeah, Boots would have said, okay, yeah, I do it and sign with BOK Prime for a one fight deal, and he don't get the Bud fight. Now you sign a one fight deal, you got to take whatever BOK Prime gives. And I mean, we see what happened with BOK Prime. They never put another fight on after the whole Bud situation. They never put another fight on.
So pretty much you're saying, yo, Detroit BC, drop your email. I'll get you up here next time, definitely. So a lot of these wounds are self-inflicted as far as Boots is concerned. They're self-inflicted.
There's some for the most part, yeah.
Damn it. He's
But,
too young in his
to go back
career to like. Go ahead.
Go back real quick on the Virgil. I don't know if that Virgil fight will be a fight for Bud, because Virgil sat out all this time and he still couldn't make 154. That man fought at a catchweight at 156. So I don't know if he can make 154, because that was the problem that he was having at 47. He was trying to get his body down to 47. He kept having complications. But I don't know if he can get to 54. He might have to fight at 150. So I don't know.
Brother in the chat said Carlos Adames. How y'all feel about that?
That's a decent fight.
That's fucking risky. That cat brings it. You know what I'm saying? Ziggy says Bud knows fighting Boots is gonna take so much out of him, he might not be able to fight again, win or lose. And this is where we bring up the activity situation. You know, but I like what our fella said though. You know, I don't want to say safe to make it seem like Bud is like running from anybody at this point. You know what I mean? But we know he's trying to get the biggest bang for his buck, but also not saying, okay, your resume is bullshit here and there. I think that I like that Matchroom direction. I don't like the goddamn Conor Ben situation, but I guess there's no way around it. Jay Bean says Giovanni Santilla, 35-0, knocked out Alexis Rocha. Yeah, I know that. I know him. We know him. But
your top rank guy though.
Yeah. I mean, what is that? Man.
Any welterweight.
Have you ever seen a two-time undisputed champion be so obsolete in the sport of boxing?
I've never seen this, bro. I've never seen this. Bud is literally in the history books at this point, and no one's talking about him. There's more buzz about sparring session between Devin and Tank. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think the problem is, once again, is the inactivity of not knowing who Bud's next opponent is. It's gotten so bad that, once again, the captains came out of him matching up with Chris Eubank Jr. That news just came out, was about a week and a half ago. That was circulating around. Bud's been trying to get the Canelo fight, and I respect that in a sense, because I think Bud feels that if he fights Canelo and takes down Canelo, that's the end of Canelo's name. He is now the guy, the GOAT of this era. If you take out Canelo, you know what I mean? So I don't mind those aspirations, but those talks have been regular conversations in the boxing community of Canelo turning down that fight, not looking at Bud like he's a worthy opponent. You know what I mean? So I beg to differ. I think it's not at the levels where it should be, but I think it's a result of him not having a ready opponent.
Yeah, he should have had a plan
in the ring and outside the ring.
Yeah, because I agree with what you said, brother. I have no problem him going after Canelo, but he should have had a plan B if that fell through. He don't have a plan B. Now he's just trying to pick up the crumbs that's falling off the table at this point.
So where's Bud fucking up?
Bud is fucking up, thinking that he's entitled to get these big money fights, when technically your only big money fight was against Errol Spence. That's what Bud is fucking up at, because see, he thought beating Errol Spence was gonna put him in line for Canelo. He put all his eggs in the Canelo basket, and Canelo just simply fucking threw the basket out the window. He didn't want it.
Real quick. Detroit, I sent you the link, but that's for next time because I'm about to close this up in a little minute. But I just wanted to make sure I had your email. Good looking out. I'll get you on the panel next time. I think that Bud is going through something similar. Y'all remember when Tim Bradley signed the Top Rank against our better judgment? We was like, don't go there. But he went there for the Manny fight instead of staying independent for the Floyd fight. And then he went over and beat Manny. And he thought by beating Manny, he was going to be boxing's new darling. And it completely backfired. Remember that? I think this is what he's going through. I think this is what Bud is going through. A similar, not the same, but similar. Where he thought he would inherit a great fan base. He inherited a headache.
Listen, bro.
Manny Pacquiao's fans gave him death threats and called his wife all kinds of fat bitches and shit, and he went crazy. He did. He went there and fought Ruzin Provodnikov, the dumbest fight I ever seen in my life.
Right.
It was stupid. You know, and it played on him. And I don't want Bud to go through that. But y'all right. He should have had a fucking plan B for this Canelo shit. Go ahead, 503.
Man, listen, bro. All Bud needs to do is get with somebody that's gonna put him back in Omaha. Put him back in Nebraska. That's all he needs, bro.
I can't believe I said that right now. Eddie Hearn. I can't believe I said that shit. I really can't believe I said that. Eddie Hearn.
All he needs is a little bit of push, not a lot. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's gonna put the money up, book the stadium, and give him a platform to fight on.
Matchroom.
The zone is the platform, bro. You're never going back to Top Rank. That's over. You sued Bob Arum, and Bob Arum is not fucking with you no more. So we know PBC is iffy right now with the money. You're not finna get on PBC unless it's beneficial to them, because they didn't want to fuck with you with Earl. Earl had to literally put his foot down in PBC's ass for them to make that fight. So you proved their point as to why they didn't want to fuck with you, because you beat Earl Spence, and now they don't have nothing to show for after that fight, so they're not going to fuck with you like that again unless it's beneficial to them. And what benefits them is getting somebody else's money.
You're right.
So they have to see a mutual benefit in doing business with you again. Because let's just be real, bro. They lost fucking with Bud and Earl Spence. They lost.
They did, bro.
You know what I'm saying? They lost, man. So your only option, you know what I'm saying, is Or maybe you could go back to BLK Prime and maybe they can fuck around. You know what I'm saying? And like be free safe. If Boots or the homies was saying that if he gets that fight offer again from Bud, maybe Boots would say fuck the lawsuit and take the fight. But you're gonna have to get with somebody, bro, to put that money up for you, fam. You know what I'm saying? Because you're fucking losing traction day by day.
Bud needs a mouthpiece. He doesn't have a mouthpiece. That's the problem. Like, but I know exactly what Bud needs. Bud needs to get with Bill Haney. That's what he needs. He needs to get with Bill Haney. That's exactly what he needs.
That'd
Bill
be great.
Haney is going to make sure Bud's name is out there in the streets.
Tay Jones in the building. What's good? Fella, I can't believe I just said Eddie Hearn is the guy for Bud, man. I can't believe I just said that, bro.
I mean, he's grown over the years. I still don't really like him, but I gotta respect his boxing gangster. You know what I mean? In the promotional sense, you know what I mean? So, yeah, if that's the play to get him active, get him back in his hometown and whatnot, Eddie Hearn's the guy to do it. You know what I mean? And like I said, he has promotional authority over Madrimov, the WBA champion. You know what I mean? Then the bigger money fight with Conor Ben. You know what I mean? So it makes somewhat of a sense to go over there with the zone and make something shake with Matchroom. You could do that IBF championship with Madrimov in Omaha. He the A side. You know what I mean? Madrimov don't got no. Eddie Hearn ain't taking Madrimov to Uzbekistan. You know what I mean? He makes wonders with hometown fights, but he ain't doing that. You'd much rather probably bring it back to Omaha. So, yeah.
But listen, man, Bud is the A side versus anybody outside of Devin Haney, Earl Spence, or Canelo Alvarez. All these other niggas, he's the A side again. So if it's Boots Ennis, he's the A side. If it's Virgil Ortiz, he is the A side. If it's Conor Ben, he's the fucking A side. Yeah. It don't fucking matter, bro. You need to get with a machine, whether that's Golden Boy, that's Matchroom, that's BLK. You got to get with somebody, fam. Because when Devin Haney fight, niggas is gonna be talking about Devin Haney. Yeah. Whenever they release this Tank Davis shit, and the way they talking, with putting Benavidez and Dos Santos and El Rayo and all these boys on the undercard, bro, niggas is gonna go crazy when that shit drop. Niggas is not gonna be talking about you. You know what I'm saying? When a fucking excellent turkey dude come back and you got the Tyson Fury and Usyk and Better Beef, Bivol and the 5-on-5 and Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren, niggas is gonna be talking about that shit. They're not gonna be talking about you, bro.
Niggas done forgot he beat Errol like that already. It's been a year already, almost.
That's what I'm saying. Man, Bud team ought to be happy that you doing the show about them, Drew. Cause niggas ain't talking about, let's just be honest, bro. Niggas ain't talking about Bud like that, fam. He not.
Wait, 503. Did you say excellent turkey?
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna call him from now on. Excellent turkey.
hey, I got that from Cadillac Red. Cadillac Red came up with that. So salute to my nigga Red.
Oh, I got tears in my eyes right now.
Yeah, Red likes his turkey. Excellent.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious. Oh shit. My opinion, what I would do, I agree with fella. Give it Eddie Hearn. If you want to play with the American market, fine. Throw another bag at Jermell Charlo. Say, yo, look, you could make more fighting Bud Crawford in Omaha, trying to avenge Errol. There's a storyline there, and fuck that $10 million. When it's all settled, you might end up double that because that sells itself. And then, by the way, if you don't get it done, Errol is still lurking. He ain't retired. You can run that back. Those are 2 fights right there. But in a 12-month period from right now, he got to do something. He got to do something. Just sitting around shit. I don't know what he's doing, man.
The homies in the chat is saying, not to cut you out, but the homies in the chat is saying, where does Earl go for him, man? Earl is recovering from his eye surgery, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we don't know where Earl Spence goes. But unlike Crawford, Earl Spence has a machine behind him, bro. You know what I'm saying? Earl Spence can put a fight card out in the next 3 to 4 months and say he fighting in Arlington, and niggas is gonna show up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? He could, if we being technical, he probably would get first dibs over the winner of Fundora and Tim Tszyu before Bud Crawford does. If we just being technical. But the show is about Crawford and we want to keep it focused on him. But, you know, Earl Spence can come out and say, look, I'm getting the winner of Fundora, Tim Tszyu, Arlington. You know what I'm saying?
It's a domino effect. It's all related.
Yeah.
And
so, you know what I'm saying?
That's why I named the show the way I named it. Bud is in a position of power, but he's not. I mean, I guess this is his temperament, but y'all guys are right. He needs a PR team, and Bernie's not enough. Bernie just gets turned up when the fight is signed. Then he runs around and starts talking. He needs to be talking right now. He needs to be talking right now. That's his ace. That's his man. So do your job, bro. I ain't mad at him. Do your job. Gets to talking. Do something. But we want to know what Bud's doing. He's one of the best in the game. He's number 1 pound for pound. Now he just got to exercise. He got to flex on us, man. He got to do something now, man.
So if Earl Spence was to come back, and let's just say he fight the winner of Tim Tszyu and Fundora in Dallas, that fight, even with Earl Spence losing to Crawford, you know what I'm saying? That fight would still be bigger than Crawford in the winner, because niggas is worried about, man, what Earl Spence doing, man. What is Earl Spence gonna retire? The mystique around Earl Spence, niggas is intertwined with that. They want to know what the fuck going on with EJ.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So Crawford is gonna have to get his. He gonna have to get the motherfucking ball back rolling, bro. Because right now he at a standstill, and EJ got the machine behind him and Al Heyman. You know what I'm saying? Bud don't have that.
You think Al's pissed at him for going around him and making that Bud fight?
He might feel some type of way, but I think EJ is loyal. Al Heyman is loyal. He been with Al since the beginning of PBC, and you know he's out. They always done good business together. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that would hinder a working relationship moving forward. You know what I'm saying? It might be some mishaps or some hiccups here and there, but I don't think it affects either one of them in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Because and D Free seen this, you know what I'm saying, himself. When Earl Spence fights in Dallas, bro, he's putting 40 to 50,000 in Jerry's world easy. And that's just him by himself.
Which is why technically if he fights Bud in the rematch, I don't care how the fight turned out, technically Errol will still be the A side in that situation. Technically. It'll sell more in Dallas than it will in Omaha. Dallas is bigger and there's intrigue. It'll sell out in Omaha. Don't get it fucked up. It'll sell out. But it'll do more numbers in Dallas because they're gonna come out and support Errol. And there's intrigue in the rematch. But real quick, we know Errol don't do tune-ups. You think he should take one before he jump back in there with Bud?
For sure.
I think so.
For sure. And they also need to figure out what weight class it'll be at, because you know Bud is being strategic in the sense of he don't want to fight Earl Spence at 54.
Right.
he only want to fight him at 47, but you don't have that same energy with Bruce Ennis. So they would have to figure that shit out as well. But go ahead.
Nah, that's true. Odd fella, what you think? You think Earl need that tune up before he jump back in there with Bud, or
Yeah, I think I was one of them ones that always thought that he shouldn't jump in the immediate rematch with Bud.
Yeah.
So coming off of this this eye procedure or whatnot, he recovering from that. I think it would be beneficial for him to take a tune-up fight, possibly at 154, and move on from there. Let the dust settle a little bit with Bud, possibly Bud while the time that Spence is recovering and getting ready for his tune-up. Maybe Bud then secured a 154 title, maybe even 2. Who knows? You know what I mean? By the summer or by the early fall. So yeah, I would say Spence needs to recover to take a tune-up first before he gets back in the ring with possibility with Bud.
I think a pretty good name would be someone that we know but won't exactly lay down, but we won't really pick him to win. And I love my brother. He's been on the show. And he in bare knuckle right now. But I say like maybe an Austin Trout. Get your feet wet. We know him. No one will pick him to win, but he's there. He can mix it up. I'm looking at the top 15 right now. Sam Eggington, you can fight him. Number 15, the goddamn WBA, but
Nah. And we over there in the UK. We ain't trying to see no Eggington Spence. Nah.
Sam Eggington, man. But yo, we gonna get out of here, man. Yo, I fella, they can find y'all.
Indeed, you know what I mean? Make sure y'all shop usualsuspect6.com. Tap into usualsuspect6.com for our boxing rankings and all of our content. You can catch all of our links to our individual YouTube channels from there. Make sure y'all tap in this afternoon, Supreme Beast Boxing Talk. Views from the LAC will be going on with another episode, so make sure y'all tap into that. Salute to Cadillac Red. Salute to KG, 503 Lions. Stay ready, Boxing TV, at Reacher 45. Y'all know what it is. It's the usual suspect team. Big up D-Free, TWT. Big up my guy, Bronx on deck, Drew Titan. Big up the chat. Salute to the whole LDBC. And I'm Gizon.
Yes, sir. D-Free. Let them know they can find you, good brother.
Hey, man, what's going on? Appreciate you having me up here once again. Salute to my man, our fella. Salute to 503 Live. To the whole LDBC, TWT family. Y'all can catch me tonight at 9:30. I'm going to be over on BBO Boxing. We're talking with Boxing Talk once again. And then it's Friday at 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm having an interview. I forgot the guy's name. I put the interview this Friday. But he's a trainer. We had Stitch on 2 weeks ago.
Yes, sir.
We had Stitch on. Yeah, I do a lot of interviews. So y'all can catch me on Friday nights. We'll be doing interviews on Friday nights. But tonight I'll be on BBO Boxing at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Appreciate you having me up here once again.
No doubt, man. Let's all grow. Let's get it, man. There's enough out here for everyone to get it, man. General's on. Let's head over there. Pep Talk tonight. We're going to cook on that Goon Squad. The Goon Squad. Y'all know who the Goon Squad is? Huh? The Goon Squad? Yeah. I got a lot to talk about. Those goddamn crackers. The Goon Squad. But tune in to Pep Talk tonight, man. General's on. Let's head over there, man. Bronx on deck.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.